What do you think the thought process is with people that are in the executive space that look at these franchises and are like, oh, dude, the lightsabers are what sells it? What do you think is good? Is it just because they're in a different field, or is it just, it seems like it's an average thing?
Trying to think like them. They're usually in a position where they don't have to think like us. We have to think like them. They're thinking from a business standpoint. And so if you have somebody, if you have a non-creative running a creative industry, you're going to get a lot of decisions that you just talked. You're going to get a lot of those results. Luckily, or I wouldn't say luckily, right now it's unluckily because it's not enough of them. There are execs that I've worked with that do think like art, and some that have taken art classes just so he could be able to speak artist language. You know, that's a certain level of dedication that I respect.
Yeah,
it's just that just hasn't been applied to some of our favorite IPs that I grew up with, and that has been passed down to your generation. So like that's why Star Wars has lost so many fans. I'm gonna bring it up. Halo is losing the TV series. That's losing a lot of fans.
So like our the helmet off and that was it.
I haven't seen
our channel kind of put a halt to trying to review that hodgepodge. I've still been on season 2 just to kind of see like where they're going with it. Literally last episode.
That way you can say, hey, Eddie brought that up. We didn't.
You got to talk to him, man. We did.
The last episode, I think we're on 6 or 7. I think it's 6 right now. It's like showing the lady, she's talking about like storytelling. She literally starts conversing about storytelling, how it's a tricky thing. And I knew that was meta from the writers to the audience. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh, shut up.
But what you taste is the story. Stories are important, but they're delicate things. Tea, like empires, centuries of work can be undone by the smallest of oversights.
Yeah, it's not a tricky thing. It's a thing that is not easy to learn. It's a craft. It's a storytelling is a craft. Now, the crazy thing is storytelling is ingrained in us mentally. We're born understanding story on an emotional level and a subconscious level. It's just when you try to learn it on an intellectual, basically when you try to tell a story, you suck at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Until you learn how it works, then it's not tricky. It's it's just it's complex. Complex and simple are the same thing. Simple is once you know the complexities of something, it becomes simple. It's the same thing. Your perspective has changed. So complicated is when you don't know what you're talking about. Tricky is when you don't know what you're talking about. Who's tend to be complicated and tricky? Liars or incompetent. Either you're incompetent or you're lying.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Holy crap, man. We better.
Let's just start picking up some views, man. We're going to have a lot of people being
that's a short right there. That's a hot take.
Yeah. But it's good though. I mean, it's interesting just hearing the different perspectives, because it's
there's not a lot of guys like some of the people that we know in the industry, right? The people that really study this, the people that really have honed in their craft at an early age, as a matter of fact, right? People are just getting into it for the sake of getting into it. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people that really genuinely love the content, really study the craft, home in and execute on it.
Know how to tell a story.
Or know how to tell a story, Disney.